I'm standing in my empty apartment, the sheriff's papers still clutched in my hand, the words, "Order of Protection," seared into my brain like a branding iron. The sound of the door closing behind the officer still echoes in my mind, a harsh reminder of the life I've lost. Everything I've worked for, everything I've loved, all of it torn away in an instant. To understand how I got here, you need to know what I've sacrificed for my wife. We were once a happy family, my wife, her son, and I. I loved them both with all my heart, and I would have done anything to protect them. But then, a devastating murder case in Garden City, Kansas, turned our lives upside down. The details of the case are still etched in my mind like a scar, the victims, the perpetrators, the chaos that ensued. It was a dark time, and I knew I had to do everything in my power to keep my family safe. I stayed loyal, no matter the cost. That loyalty cost me my entire career, my name, and over $1 million. I lost everything I had built professionally, but I didn't care because I loved my wife and her son. I would have given up the world for them. The sacrifices didn't stop there. Because of the ongoing fallout from the case, my wife ended up out of state while I tried to keep things moving. I carried the entire financial burden on my back, and when I say I gave her everything, I mean it. We funneled every single cent we made directly to her. It got so bad that I literally chose to pay her rent over my own mortgage. Because I put her needs above everything else, I lost my home. I lost my vehicle. My family lost their vehicles. I let myself go completely homeless and broke just to ensure she was taken care of. I remember the days I spent sleeping on friends' couches, the nights I spent wandering the streets, trying to make sense of it all. I thought I was doing the right thing, that I was being a good husband, a good father. Looking back, I can see exactly how she kept me on the hook. The text messaging and the extreme love bombing were relentless. When she wanted something, she would flood my phone with texts, showering me with affection, telling me exactly what I wanted to hear, and making me feel like we were a team fighting against the world. She used those non-stop messages to build up my hope, only to immediately follow it up with a demand for more cash. I poured thousands upon thousands of dollars into her because those texts made me believe I was saving my marriage. I thought I was being a good husband, that I was doing everything I could to keep our family together. But now, I see it for what it was, a clever manipulation, a way to keep me under her control. Fast forward to recently. For the last 28 days, my wife has been in a community rehabilitation facility. I was still footing the bill for her expenses, including the very cell phone she has in her hand. Yet, I was completely barred from calling it. If I wanted to reach my own wife, I was forced to communicate strictly through text. She claimed she wasn't allowed to use the phone for voice calls because she's in rehab. I remember the frustration I felt, the feeling of being trapped in this never-ending cycle of manipulation. But I loved her, and I wanted to help her, so I played along. A few days ago, the manipulation reached a bizarre new level. She sent requests through Cash App, typing out long, frantic messages asking for money inside the tiny comments sections of the app, repeating the excuse that she couldn't use her phone. That sent off alarm bells, so I finally checked her Facebook. What I found absolutely broke me. Not only has she changed her relationship status to, in a relationship, with another man, but she is suddenly using my last name on social media. For our entire marriage, when things were good, she never used my last name. But now, while she is openly parading a relationship with someone else, she is suddenly plastering my last name all over Facebook. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut, like all the air had been sucked out of me. Digging deeper, I found out she owes an astronomical amount of money to people. She has been actively scamming and stealing left and right, operating multiple different Cash App accounts to target and rip people off. I couldn't believe what I was reading, couldn't believe that the woman I loved was capable of such things. It was like I was living in a nightmare, like I was trapped in some kind of twisted reality. Yesterday, she hit me up on Cash App again. She sent a desperate message saying she needed money for the rehab vending machines because she was so hungry and had nothing to eat. Against my better judgment, feeling bad for her, I sent the money. I know I shouldn't have, but I couldn't help myself. I still loved her, still wanted to help her, even after everything she'd done. Today, I got a knock on my door. It was the sheriff's department. They served me with an order of protection. What the actual freaking? Less than 24 hours after begging me for money and taking my cash, she has the court serve me with a restraining order. She completely iced me out, blocked me, took my last dollar, and then used the legal system as a weapon to make sure I couldn't even ask her why she is with another man on Facebook or why she ruined my life. I'm sitting here with absolutely nothing left, completely discarded like trash. I've lost my livelihood, my home, my family, and my dignity. I've been left with nothing but the memories of what we once had, and the realization that it was all a lie. I'm left to pick up the pieces of my shattered life, to try and rebuild from the ground up. But how do you even begin to recover from this? How do you move on from the betrayal, the manipulation, the lies? I don't know, but I know I have to try. I have to find a way to heal, to move on, and to rebuild my life. But for now, I'm just sitting here, surrounded by the ruins of my life, wondering how it all came to this. Was I foolish to give up everything for a woman who never truly loved me? Should I have seen the signs? Should I have walked away when I had the chance? I'll never know, but what I do know is that I deserve better. I deserve to be loved, to be respected, and to be treated with dignity. And to those who may be going through something similar, I ask, are you being manipulated? Are you being used? Take a step back, look at the signs, and ask yourself, is this really love?
If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Drop your verdict in the comments below, subscribe for new stories every single day, and hit the notification bell so you never miss one.